Hello there, and thank you for clicking on this video. As you can see by the title, today we are going to talk about Kathleen Kennedy exit from Lucasfilm. But actually, is it true? I'm not too sure because I've seen so many articles saying that she's leaving. But then I saw this article from CNN where they actually say nothing is confirmed. So people are really jumping on this news. But I understand, I do, she needs to go, but she's not the only problem with Lucasfilm and with Star Wars. There is a bigger problem out there, and she's just one aspect of it. But I mean, it would be nice if she goes because, come on, the Force is female was her thing, and everyone are trying to spin out that her journey with Star Wars has been like super successful. I mean, she needs to go. Like, no, she needs to go. But as you can see here, a source familiar with the matter tells CNN that's not the case, that she's not, there are no talks of her leaving, like nothing is confirmed, emphasizing that there's nothing there right now. Any announcement of Kennedy's retirement, if indeed there's anything to announce, will be made public when actual decisions are made. I do think that probably the rumor has some merit to it. I don't think that people, because a lot of like acclaimed newspapers have run with it, like Variety and so on. So there should be some merit of, like, there should be some truth to this rumor. But if nothing is confirmed, then I mean, yeah, what can you say? But the thing is, look, like CNN is trying to say here. That is, I think that's so ridiculous at this point. Kennedy has been hailed for rejuvenating the Star Wars franchise after she helped launch the latest trilogy in the Star Wars universe. Wow, CNN. Wow, I know your shit, but this is just on another level. While the three installments of the sequel trilogy were massive successes at the domestic box office, so we're forgetting that the Force Awakens made about 2 billion, right? Just because it was Star Wars, and then The Last Jedi made less, and then the third film also made less than The Last Jedi. So every movie was making less and less. And I actually am not too sure how much Rogue One and Solo did. I think Rogue One did well, but Solo, I am not too sure. And then you have this TV shows, like, come on. Um, Let's see. The movies were plagued with diminishing returns, with 2015 The Force Awakens from J.J. Abrams pulling in just over 936 million, followed by 620 million for 2018 The Last Jedi, and 515 million for, as I said just now. Still, oh my god, I hate, like, this is so stupid. Still, the three sequel movies pulled in more domestically than any of the three prequel movies. Wow, guys, that's a very low bar, really. I don't know what to say. This is just such a stupid argument. Under Kennedy, Lucasfilm released a new Star Wars movie every year from 2015 to 2019. Both they met with mixed success. Oh my god. Where critics heaped praise on Lucas's film 2016 Rogue One, a Star Wars story which nabbed over 532 million at the box office, they were less kind with the company's 2018 Solo that only reached 230 million domestically. That is low. Solo, whose budget was at least 250 million, to say nothing of its pricey marketing campaign, was also the first Star Wars movie to lose money. And why is that? Why is that? Because it was after The Last Jedi, right? It was around that time. Of course, I was going to lose money because people, after The Force Awakens, I was already turned off at The Force Awakens. And then The Last Jedi was just bomb. Like, wow. So obviously, I don't see like what kind of success we're talking about with the sequels. Still, Star Wars movies saw diminishing returns on the silver screen. Lucasfilm pivoted to focus on streaming, debuting the first season of Mando, which was a success. And then it had Mando, the Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka. Well, while not all of Lucasfilm's series have achieved acclaim, The Acolyte was cancelled in August after just one season and mixed reviews. The company recently released a trailer for the much anticipated Andor. Wow, so you're really like gaslighting us. I mean, you're spinning things, but that's what media does. And then I have this another interesting article that I think it's worth to see, where they're talking about, it was released yesterday from Variety. Who will run Star Wars after Kathleen Kennedy leaves? One of the Hollywood's hottest and hardest jobs opens up. Well, here in this article, she's also talked about pretty positively. I mean, they talk very positively about her, which don't gaslight us. We know the truth. Okay, let's see what they're saying. Whoever gets the gig will be taking over a low point in one of cinema's biggest and most beloved franchises. Powers that be at the Disney owned empire haven't managed to get a film off the ground in 6 years. And the movies that have appeared in the decade plus since Disney acquired Lucasfilm for $4 billion have been an exercise in diminishing returns, both financially and critically. Meanwhile, Disney spin-off, such as The Acolyte, have been unceremoniously cancelled after one season. And yet, we need hours of reports that Kathleen Kennedy will step down as the president of Lucasfilm at the end of 2025. Creative talent and mega producer were scrambling to get on the radar, blah, blah. So let's see. Here we have some runners up, I guess. But the successful applicant must offer a very particular set of skills. Foremost among them are deep relations with artists and auteurs. That's critical because under Kennedy, Star Wars has cycled through a wide range of A-list filmmakers, from Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, who were fired from Solo, to Patty Jenkins, blah, blah. That's not to mention the litany of in-demand talent like James Mangold, Taika Waititi, blah, blah, whose space opera centric spin-offs have yet to materialize. Yeah, nothing has materialized yet. Let's see, I marked something. Yeah. So the perfect candidate must offer more than a passive interest in all things Skywalker. I agree. Like Marvel's boss Feige, they must be deeply versed in the mythology that Lucas established. Well, is Feige really deeply versed? I doubt. Established, and they expanded over the course of sequels, graphic novels, video games, theme parks. Because these movies and shows are costly to produce, important to Disney's bottom line. It wouldn't hurt if they had some business background along with certain artistic spark. The thing is, if you have a good movie, people will come. If you have a bad movie, people won't come. It's not that difficult. Like, you don't need to be like, you don't need to have studied at Harvard to know that. Exactly. Here have already people around the entertainment business are offering up their predictions for who gets drafted to A Galaxy Far, Far Away. They include Jon Favreau. Yeah, Jon Favreau, I don't know. I mean, he was involved in other things as well, not just The Mandalorian, right? So I'm not too sure about him. As well as Dave Filoni. No, no. Let's not do that. I mean, he did great with Clone Wars, but the Book of Boba Fett was just such a failure. Ahsoka is a failure. I'm sorry, it was bad. Skeleton Crew was good, but it was decent, but nothing like to revive a franchise with. I think, yeah. Here I have. Here they're talking about Kathleen Kennedy more. Let's check this out. Though Kennedy has endured more than her fair share of criticism from fans in Hollywood over the many stalled projects. Really? she's getting criticism over the stalled projects and not because of the bad movies and inconsistent films and shows. She will be hard to replace. No, she won't be hard to replace. When she took the job in Lucasfilm 2012, she had already established herself as one of the most successful producers, having worked closely with the likes of Steven Spielberg and Robert Zemeckis on a lot of things. Yeah, they did triumphantly rebooted Star Wars with The Force Awakens, but I'm sorry, it gained a lot of money because it's Star Wars, not because Kathleen Kennedy or J.J. Abrams were there. Whoever had the chance to make the first Star Wars movie in more than 10, 15 years, it would have succeeded no matter what. Oh my god. In doing so, Kennedy proved Star Wars was a sturdy enough fantasy adventure to survive the departure of its creator George Lucas, who had handpicked her before leaving when Disney bought the company. But yeah, follow-ups on the trilogy Last Jedi fought $2 billion smashes, each made about half as much of The Force Awakens. So why is that? And then we had Solo, right? From there, though, Kennedy managed to extend the franchise beyond movies and into streaming. You know, George Lucas already had that with Clone Wars and I think with something else as well. I'm not too sure anymore. Uh, correctly beating the Force would stay strong with the Mandalorian, creative Favreau, and a cute baby Yoda. To give her due, Kathleen had an extraordinarily difficult challenge. How do you take over George Lucas's baby? Well, she did not do that successfully. She did it and stayed for 13 years. There are very few franchises that have survived that long, and it did not survive. It's dead. It's dead. It's dead and buried. I don't know what are we even talking about at this point. It makes sense that Star Wars might need a fresh perspective and isn't alone. No, it does not need a fresh perspective. You just need a proper Star Wars movie. Oh my god, I'm so annoyed. But okay. Let's actually go to the real people and see what they're saying on the internet. Because it doesn't matter what Variety is saying. It's important what these people are saying. Exactly. After destroying Lucasfilm properties and alienating much of its audience, Kathleen Kennedy is retiring. Name a Star Wars villain, Kathleen Kennedy. Until we meet again. Exactly. I agree with that. Kathleen Kennedy is reportedly stepping down as president of Lucasfilm. South Park summed her up. I think that's so good.
Is there a problem, people?
We were just discussing ideas of what to do with the new Prince Eric movie.
Put a chick in it, make her gay.
Maybe we should go a different route than we did with Indiana Jones.
Fuck Indiana Jones, put a chick in it, make her lame and gay.
That's so good. I love that. I don't usually watch South Park. I'm not a fan, but this was just so good. As Kathleen Kennedy retires from leading Star Wars, we recognize her for all she has done for and to our beloved franchise, destroying it. Exactly. Exactly. Her tenure at Lucasfilm shows what happens when you try to make art out of spite and hatred. Her work over the decade has been little more than performative malice against the Western mythos and the men who built it, just a miserable body of work. I will not believe she's leaving until I see her carrying cardboard box full of roast chicken Funko Pops out of the back door. Exactly. Well, yeah. Caitlin Kennedy will pull some shit like this before she ever lets go of fucking up Star Wars. That's yeah. Look, Joe, they killed Han Solo, Luke Skywalker and Leia, Emperor Palpatine returned, and Rey took Luke's name. It's all run by a bad woman, Joe. Very bad woman, Katie Kennedy. Did he actually say that? He's so funny. Has she gone or is she here? Kathleen Kennedy's employment statement is no longer clear. I love that.
Has she gone
That's
or is
such
she
a
here?
cool thing.
Kathleen Kennedy's employment status is queer.
Oh, that's so cool. He's such a cool YouTuber. I like him. But exactly, I mean, at some point there have been rumors that she's leaving, but at some point it has to be true. Like, so yeah. I mean, you know, she did a bad job, guys. What can I say? Like, the Force is female. It's not female. First of all, it's for everyone. Second of all, Star Wars is a male franchise, and that is okay. It's okay. Like, calm down. It's fine. I don't know. Like, when did it become a problem to have a male, leading a franchise, leading a story? I actually prefer. I really prefer it when they do. Like, because I don't. Yeah, I just think that Hollywood writes women in such a bad way. They make them just very bad men, because women are no longer allowed to be women, because you had Leia, right? She's such a good example. And even Padme, even more Padme, like, she was so feminine. Like, Padme, like, with her outfits and her behavior, she was so feminine, like, sensitive and emotional, and loving and caring. But when she had to be a badass, like, she would take a gun and she's going to be a badass, you know and that's what a woman is. I mean, not in every case, but in many cases, and in most cases. So, like, no, like, I'm really speechless. I'm really speechless, because in my mind it just makes sense to have, men like Han Solo, Luke Skywalker be the leaders of this franchise, and not, I don't know. I mean, we do have them again. We had Obi-Wan again, right? But he was like some soy boy version of himself. And we had Ahsoka, and Ahsoka was such a good character. I don't know. They mess her up so much. You can have female characters to have their own shows or movies. I think that's also true, and I'm not against it. But write them like normal women, like normal people, because Ahsoka was such a disaster. The actress was such a disaster. I think it was such a bad show. So I don't know, just give us a normal story, like Andor. I don't. Yeah, I mean, Andor is such a good example. Like, I'm so chaotic right now because it's just everything is so stupid, and I don't get it. But yeah, Kathleen Kennedy, even if she stays, she goes, it doesn't really matter. Uh, you know, she's not the only problem. I mean, Dave Filoni has been involved in so many bad projects, and many other people have as well. So even if she goes, but everyone stay, then what's the point? But yeah, I think that you have to start somewhere, and if you're gonna start somewhere, start at the top, because maybe like she was really holding them tight, like you do that and that. But I don't know what the truth is, but I hope that there is some change, and that change is positive, because I do love Star Wars. And even if they make some more BS shows, I don't really care, because for me, I love the OG movies. I love Clone Wars. I love the prequels. I like Andor, Mando season 1 and 2, so I don't care if you make like 10 seasons of the Acolyte. I'm just not going to watch it. And many people are doing the same. So even if you do release some more BS, people are just not going to watch it. So yeah, there's that. So do let me know down below your thoughts, and I'll see you next video. And as always, may the force be with you.